Greetings, fellow workaholics. Let's face it, we're a special breed. We thrive on deadlines and consider sleep an optional extra. We're the first ones in the office and the last ones to leave, fueled by gallons of coffee. But tell me, my friend, when was the last time you took a real vacation? And I don't mean a weekend trip where you answered emails by the pool. I'm talking about a proper break, a complete escape. We've become experts at running on the hamster wheel of hustle. We wear our busyness as a badge of honor, equating long hours with success, but at what cost? We risk burning out and missing out on life. Remember, it's not about how much we accomplish, but how well we live. Taking a vacation is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's essential for our long-term success and fulfillment. We need to schedule regular maintenance breaks to recharge. Think of it like servicing your car. You wouldn't drive your car for years without maintenance. Neglecting regular maintenance leads to breakdowns. The same principle applies to us, my workaholic comrades. We need to recharge to tackle new challenges. Now, I know what you're thinking, easier said than done. Taking a vacation can feel impossible for us. We're so used to being in control. But fear not, my friends, for I'm here to guide you on this journey of rediscovering the lost art of vacationing. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore the history of vacations, delve into the science behind taking breaks, and uncover practical tips and strategies to help you plan and enjoy a truly rejuvenating getaway. We'll shatter the myths surrounding workaholism, challenge your deeply ingrained beliefs about productivity, and empower you to prioritize your well-being without sacrificing your career aspirations. Believe it or not, the concept of vacation is not a modern invention. In fact, our ancestors understood the importance of rest and recreation far better than we do today. From the ancient Roman festivals of Saturnalia, where societal norms were reversed and slaves were granted temporary freedom, to the medieval European tradition of holy days, which provided much-needed breaks from the rigors of agricultural life, our forebears recognized the inherent human need for periods of respite and celebration. These festivals and holidays weren't just about having fun, although that was certainly a key component. They served a vital social and psychological purpose, allowing people to connect with their communities, recharge their batteries, and return to their daily lives feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So why have we, in our modern age of technological advancement and unprecedented prosperity, strayed so far from the wisdom of our ancestors? Why have we allowed work to consume our lives, leaving little room for leisure, relaxation, and the simple pleasures of life? The answer, my friends, is complex and multifaceted, but it boils down to a fundamental shift in our societal values. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness, where our worth is often measured by our productivity and our success is defined by our material possessions. We've become slaves to the almighty dollar, sacrificing our health, our relationships, and our very souls on the altar of economic achievement. This relentless pursuit of more has left us feeling empty, exhausted, and disconnected from the things that truly matter. We've forgotten how to slow down, appreciate the present moment, and savor the simple joys of life. But it's not too late to reclaim our right to rest, to rediscover the transformative power of vacations, and to create a life of balance, purpose, and fulfillment. Remember, my fellow workaholics, we are not machines. We are human beings with hearts that yearn for connection, minds that crave stimulation, and bodies that demand rest. It's time to break free from the shackles of our self-imposed servitude and reclaim our birthright to a life well lived, a life that includes ample time for relaxation, exploration, and personal growth. In ancient Greece, leisure was essential for a well-rounded life, balancing mental, physical, and spiritual pursuits. Similarly, ancient Chinese philosophy emphasized balance and harmony, living in accordance with natural rhythms. The Renaissance celebrated human potential through music, dance, theatre, and travel, essential for personal growth. These historical examples show that the need for rest and recreation is fundamental to the human experience. So, Why have we, in our modern age of convenience and technological advancement, allowed work to dominate our lives to such an extent that we often feel guilty or anxious when we're not being productive? Why do we struggle to disconnect from our devices, escape the demands of our inboxes, and simply allow ourselves to relax and recharge? The answer, my friends, lies in the complex interplay of societal expectations, technological advancements, and our own deeply ingrained beliefs about work, success, and the pursuit of happiness. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness, where our worth is often measured by our productivity and our value is determined by our economic output. We are bombarded with messages that tell us that we must constantly be striving, hustling, and achieving in order to be deemed successful and worthy of respect and admiration. This relentless pressure to perform, to constantly be on, can take a toll on our physical, mental, and emotional well-being, leading to stress, burnout, and a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction with life. Moreover, the advent of technology, while undeniably beneficial in many ways, has blurred the lines between work and personal life, making it increasingly difficult to disconnect from the demands of the workplace. With smartphones, laptops, and Wi-Fi readily available, we are constantly tethered to our jobs, even during our supposed leisure time. This constant connectivity can create a sense of being always on, leading to increased stress, decreased productivity, and a diminished ability to truly relax and recharge. However, it is crucial to remember that we are not passive victims of our circumstances. We have the power to challenge these societal expectations, to set boundaries around our work life, and to prioritize our own well-being. Taking a vacation is not a selfish act. It is an essential investment in our physical, mental, and emotional health. It is a way to break free from the hamster wheel of hustle, to reconnect with ourselves and the world around us, and to return to our lives feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to tackle new challenges with renewed vigor and enthusiasm. To escape the daily grind and embark on a journey of leisure and rejuvenation. It's a concept that resonates deeply with us modern folk, but believe it or not, the notion of a vacation is far from a modern invention. Our ancestors understood the importance of taking time for themselves, for connecting with their communities, and for engaging in activities that brought them joy and rejuvenation. Let's journey back in time, shall we, and explore how our forebears approached rest and recreation. By understanding their perspectives, we can gain valuable insights into our own relationship with work and leisure. Perhaps even glean some practical tips for incorporating more downtime into our own hectic lives. For in the annals of history, we find a rich tapestry of traditions and practices that speak to the enduring human need for respite and rejuvenation. Take, for instance, the ancient Egyptians, who, for all their grand pyramids and intricate hieroglyphics, also knew how to let their hair down, so to speak. The Nile River, the lifeblood of their civilization, wasn't just a source of water and fertile land, it was also their playground. The ancient Egyptians were avid boaters and enjoyed spending their leisure time sailing along the Nile, picnicking on its banks, and marveling at the natural beauty that surrounded them. Imagine, my friends, cruising down the Nile on a royal barge, the warm Egyptian sun on your face, the gentle breeze carrying the scent of lotus blossoms as you sip on wine and enjoy the company of your loved ones. A far cry from our modern-day commutes, wouldn't you say? And what of the ancient Greeks, those pioneers of philosophy, democracy, and, dare I say, a good time? Well, they elevated leisure to an art form. The Greeks believed that a well-rounded life required a balance of mental, physical, and spiritual pursuits, and they dedicated significant time and resources to cultivating these pursuits. The Olympic Games, perhaps the most famous example of ancient Greek leisure, were not just a sporting event, but a religious and cultural festival that brought together people from all over the Greek world. For a glorious fortnight, rivalries were set aside, wars were suspended, and the Greeks came together to celebrate human achievement, athletic prowess, and of course to enjoy the odd symposium or two. Now, some might argue that these ancient civilizations enjoyed a more leisurely pace of life than our own, and to some extent, they would be right. But the point remains, my friends, that Even in times of hardship and uncertainty, our ancestors recognized the importance of carving out time for rest, relaxation, and the pursuit of joy. They understood that true well-being encompassed not just physical health, but also mental and emotional well-being. And they created rituals and traditions that allowed them to recharge their batteries and return to their daily lives feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. Now, let's fast forward to the heart of the Roman Empire, known for its military might and architectural marvels. The Romans were masters of leisure, with over 150 days dedicated to festivals and public holidays. From the raucous Lupercalia to the theatrical Ludi Romani, their celebrations were legendary. The iconic Roman bathhouse was a social hub, offering saunas, massages and pools. They understood true relaxation involved nurturing the mind, body and spirit. Now I know what you're thinking. That's all well and good for the ancient Romans and Egyptians, but what about the Middle Ages? Wasn't that a rather grim and dreary period in history? Even in challenging times, people found ways to celebrate and find joy in the everyday. The church played a key role, with a calendar full of religious holidays and festivals. From Christmastide to Easter, these events offered moments of respite and celebration. Fairs and markets were social events with games, performances and community gatherings. Storytelling and music provided connection and escapism, reminding people of the power of community and joy. Now, my friends, let's delve into the fascinating realm of science and explore the compelling reasons why taking a break isn't just a pleasant indulgence, but a biological imperative for workaholics like ourselves. You see, our brains, those marvelous organs that drive our relentless pursuit of achievement, are not designed for perpetual motion. They crave periods of rest and rejuvenation, just like our bodies do. For years, scientists have been studying the effects of stress, work overload, and sleep deprivation on our cognitive abilities, and the results are in, my friends, and they're not pretty. It turns out that our modern-day obsession with productivity is actually backfiring, leading to decreased creativity, impaired decision-making, and a host of physical and mental health problems. Think of your brain as a muscle, my friends. Just like any other muscle in your body, it needs time to recover after periods of intense exertion. When we push ourselves too hard, when we work long hours without adequate rest, our brains become fatigued just like our bodies do. And just like an overused muscle, a fatigued brain is more prone to injury. In this case, the injury might not be a pulled hamstring or a sprained ankle, but it can be just as debilitating. We're talking about burnout, my friends, that dreaded state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that can leave us feeling depleted, disillusioned, and utterly incapable of mustering the energy or enthusiasm to tackle even the simplest of tasks. Now let's talk about stress, shall we? That insidious beast that seems to lurk around every corner, waiting to pounce on us when we're at our most vulnerable. We all experience stress from time to time, my friends. It's a natural part of life. But when stress becomes chronic, when it's a constant presence in our lives, it can wreak havoc on our physical and mental well-being. You see, when we're stressed, our bodies go into fight or flight mode. Our heart rates and blood pressure increase, our breathing becomes shallow and rapid, and our muscles tense up. This physiological response is designed to help us deal with immediate threats, like saber-toothed tigers and rampaging mammoths. But in today's world, the threats we face are more likely to be deadlines, traffic jams, and overflowing inboxes. And the problem is, my friends, that our bodies haven't quite caught up with the demands of modern life. They haven't yet figured out that a looming deadline doesn't require the same physiological response as, say, a charging rhinoceros. So we end up stuck in this heightened state of arousal, our bodies pumping out stress hormones like there's no tomorrow, even when we're sitting at our desks, staring at our computers. Over time, this chronic stress can take a serious toll on our health. It can weaken our immune systems, making us more susceptible to colds, flu, and other infections. It can increase our risk of developing heart disease, stroke and type 2 diabetes, and it can even contribute to anxiety, depression and other mental health problems. And then, my friends, there's burnout, the ultimate price we pay for our relentless pursuit of achievement. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged or excessive stress. It's characterized by feelings of cynicism and detachment, a sense of reduced personal accomplishment and emotional exhaustion. When we're burned out, we simply don't have the energy or motivation to do our jobs effectively. We become cynical and detached from our work, and we start to feel like our efforts don't matter. We may even start to resent our jobs, our colleagues, and even our families and friends. Burnout is a serious problem, my friends, and it's not something to be taken lightly. It can have a devastating impact on our careers, our relationships, and our overall well-being. And the worst part is, once we're burned out, it can be incredibly difficult to recover. So what can we do to protect ourselves from the ravages of stress and burnout? Well, my friends, the answer is simple, but not always easy. We need to take a break. We need to step away from the constant demands of work and give ourselves time to rest, recharge, and reconnect with the things that are truly important to us. Now, I know what you're thinking, my workaholic comrades. Taking a break? But what about my deadlines, my projects, my never-ending to-do list? Fear not, my friends, for I'm not suggesting you abandon your responsibilities and run off to a deserted island, although that doesn't sound half bad, does it? I'm simply proposing a shift in perspective, a recognition that stepping back from the daily grind can actually enhance your productivity and performance in the long run. You see, when we're caught up in the thick of it, when we're bombarded with emails, meetings and deadlines, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. We become so focused on the task at hand, on checking things off our to-do lists, that we forget why we're doing any of it in the first place. We lose sight of our goals, our passions, and our sense of purpose. But when we step away from the daily grind, when we give ourselves the space and time to breathe, to reflect, and to reconnect with ourselves and the world around us, something magical happens. We gain perspective. We're able to see our work, our lives, and ourselves from a fresh vantage point. We remember what's truly important to us, and we return to our work with renewed energy, focus, and purpose. And speaking of perspective, my friends, let's not forget the transformative power of travel on our creativity. Now, I'm not just talking about the kind of creativity that results in a masterpiece painting or a best-selling novel, although who knows, you might surprise yourself. I'm talking about the kind of creativity that allows us to approach challenges from new angles, to come up with innovative solutions to problems, and to think outside the box. You see, when we expose ourselves to new environments, new cultures, and new ways of thinking, our brains are forced to work harder. They have to process new information, make new connections, and adapt to unfamiliar situations. And all this mental gymnastics, my friends, is like a workout for our creativity muscles. Research has shown that spending time abroad, even for short periods, can boost creativity and enhance problem-solving skills. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that students who had spent time living abroad were better able to solve creative problems than those who had not. The researchers concluded that exposure to different cultures helps to break down our preconceived notions about the world and allows us to see things from multiple perspectives, which in turn fosters creativity. And let's not forget about the problem-solving benefits of a good old-fashioned mental break. When we're constantly on, when our minds are racing from one task to the next, we don't give ourselves the time or space to process information effectively. We become so focused on finding a quick fix, on checking things off our to-do lists, that we fail to see the bigger picture, to consider alternative solutions, to really think things through. But when we step away from the problem, when we allow our minds to wander, to relax, to engage in activities that we enjoy, something magical happens. Our subconscious minds continue to work on the problem in the background, making connections, exploring possibilities, and coming up with solutions that our conscious minds might have missed. It's like that famous story of Archimedes, the ancient Greek mathematician who supposedly discovered the principle of buoyancy while taking a bath. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to hop into a tub of water to solve your next work problem, although it couldn't hurt. The point is that sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to stop thinking about it directly and let our subconscious minds do the heavy lifting. Now, I know what you're thinking, my productivity-obsessed peers. This all sounds lovely, but how can I justify taking time off when I have so much to do? Ah, my friends, but that's the paradox of productivity, isn't it? We often assume that the more we work, the more we achieve. But the truth is, our productivity is not a linear equation. We are not machines that can simply churn out work relentlessly without consequence. In fact, pushing ourselves to the point of exhaustion can be counterproductive, leading to decreased focus, increased errors, and ultimately lower quality work. Studies have shown that taking regular breaks, including vacations, can actually boost productivity in the long run. A study by the University of Illinois found that even brief diversions from a task can dramatically improve one's ability to focus on that task for prolonged periods. The researchers concluded that our brains are not designed for extended periods of continuous focus, and that taking breaks allows us to return to our work with renewed energy and attention. Think of it like this, my friends. Imagine you're running a marathon. You wouldn't attempt to run the entire race at a full sprint, would you? Of course not. You'd pace yourself, taking strategic breaks to conserve energy and ensure you can cross the finish line. The same principle applies to our work lives. By incorporating regular breaks, including vacations, into our schedules, we're essentially pacing ourselves for the long haul, ensuring that we can maintain a sustainable level of productivity without burning ourselves out in the process. And let's not forget the myriad of health benefits associated with taking a break. We've already touched on the negative impacts of stress on our physical and mental well-being. Well, vacations, my friends, are like a potent antidote to the stresses of modern life. When we step away from the daily grind, our stress levels plummet, our moods improve, and our bodies begin to heal. A study published in the journal Psychosomatic Medicine found that men who took annual vacations were 32% less likely to die of heart disease than those who didn't. The researchers concluded that vacations help to reduce stress and improve cardiovascular health. And it's not just our hearts that benefit from a little R&R. Vacations have also been shown to improve sleep quality, boost our immune systems, and even reduce our risk of developing chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes. So there you have it, my friends. The science is clear. Taking a vacation isn't just a frivolous indulgence, it's an essential investment in our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's a way to boost our creativity, enhance our problem-solving skills, improve our productivity, and even add years to our lives. Now, my fellow workaholics, I understand that the very notion of taking a vacation, of stepping away from the comforting familiarity of your overflowing inbox and never-ending to-do list, can feel as daunting as scaling Mount Everest in a three-piece suit. But fear not, for I'm here to guide you through this treacherous yet ultimately rewarding expedition one step at a time. First, banish that insidious voice whispering, "I'm too busy for a vacation." Remember, my friends, you wouldn't hesitate to schedule a doctor's appointment or a car tune-up when necessary, would you? Well, consider this your mental and emotional tune-up, a non-negotiable appointment with your own well-being. Mark it on your calendar, set those out-of-office replies, and silence those work-related notifications. Next, consult with your fellow adventurers, your family, or travel companions. Engage in lively discussions about dream destinations, desired activities, and shared expectations. Remember, my friends, A successful expedition requires a shared vision and a healthy dose of compromise. After all, you wouldn't want to find yourself stranded on a remote island with someone who considers a day well spent to be 12 hours of spreadsheet analysis. Now let's talk logistics, shall we? This is where your meticulous planning skills, honed to perfection in the boardroom, come in handy. Research flights, accommodation options, and local attractions. Consider your budget, of course, but don't be afraid to splurge a little. Remember, my friends, you're investing in your well-being, an investment far more valuable than any material possession. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, pack your bags with care. Leave behind the weight of work-related worries and the burden of unfinished tasks. Instead, fill your suitcase with comfortable clothing, adventurous spirits, and an open mind. For you are about to embark on a journey not just to a new destination, but to a renewed sense of self. The thrill of choosing a destination. The world is your oyster. The key is to choose a destination that speaks to your soul, a place where you can truly disconnect. For some, paradise is a pristine beach. For others, it's the great outdoors or bustling cities. Whether you seek relaxation, adventure, or cultural immersion, there's a perfect getaway out there waiting to be discovered. Disconnecting from the digital world is crucial for a restorative vacation. Inform your colleagues, set out of office replies, and establish tech-free zones and times. The goal is to find a healthy balance and savor the beauty of the world without digital distractions. Embrace the unexpected detours and unplanned adventures. Sometimes the most rewarding experiences are those that take us by surprise. Try something outside your comfort zone, like a cooking class or a dance lesson. Vacations offer the perfect opportunity to challenge ourselves and discover hidden talents. Cultivating mindfulness, savoring the present moment. Shed the weight of worries and fully immerse yourself in your surroundings. Mindfulness is about paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Appreciate the simple things that we often take for granted. Vacations are a time to reconnect with the people we are outside of work. Dust off forgotten hobbies and rekindle dormant passions. Give yourself permission to lose yourself in the creative process. Vacations offer the perfect opportunity for self-discovery and exploring new interests. Returning refreshed. Integrating vacation vibes into daily life. Integrate the lessons learned and positive habits from your vacation into your daily routine. Incorporate mindfulness and healthy meals into your everyday life. Extend the rejuvenating effects of your vacation for a more balanced, fulfilling existence. Set a positive example by prioritizing well-being and encouraging others to do the same. Imagine a world where burnout is a relic of the past and work-life balance is the norm. By embracing vacations, we can create a world where everyone experiences the joy and benefits of a balanced life. Real-life experiences of those who balanced workaholism and well-being. Stories of redemption remind us that change is possible and well worth the effort. Sarah, a high-powered executive, realized she needed a change and began with a vacation. Her story inspires us to prioritize our well-being and reclaim our lives. Even top leaders benefit from taking regular breaks. Bill, a CEO, took a sabbatical and found his company thrived in his absence. He returned refreshed, with a renewed appreciation for work-life balance. Successful leaders credit their effectiveness to their commitment to taking breaks. From burnout to balance. A single mum's journey to renewal. Mary, a single mother, realized she needed a break for her well-being. She booked a weekend getaway, escaping the routine and responsibilities. They spent their days exploring nature, recharging and reconnecting. The entrepreneur who rediscovered joy, unplugging to reconnect with passion. Now let's talk about John, a passionate entrepreneur who had poured his heart and soul into building his dream business. John was living the entrepreneurial dream, or so it seemed. He had turned his passion into a thriving business, his days filled with exciting challenges and rewarding victories. But somewhere along the way, the joy had started to fade. The long hours, the constant pressure to succeed, the never-ending to-do list, it had all taken a toll. John found himself working longer and longer hours, sacrificing sleep, neglecting his health, and becoming increasingly isolated from his friends and family. He had become so consumed by his work that he had lost sight of the reasons he had started his business in the first place, the passion, the creativity, the desire to make a difference. One day, John stumbled upon an article about the benefits of digital detox, of disconnecting from the digital world to reconnect with oneself and the world around us. Intrigued, John decided to give it a try. He booked a week-long retreat at a secluded cabin in the woods, leaving his laptop, his smartphone, and his worries behind. At first, John felt restless and anxious without his usual digital distractions. But gradually, as he settled into the rhythm of nature, he began to relax. He spent his days hiking through forests, kayaking on a nearby lake, and reading books for pleasure. He rediscovered the joy of simply being, of experiencing the world through his senses, without the need to document every moment on social media. Finding inspiration in unexpected places, the power of travel to spark creativity. The transformative power of travel. It has a way of shaking us out of our routines, of exposing us to new perspectives, of sparking creativity and inspiration in the most unexpected of places. Take, for instance, the story of Emily, a talented writer who had been struggling with writer's block for months. Emily had always been a creative soul, her words flowing effortlessly onto the page. But lately, the words had dried up, replaced by a frustrating and disheartening silence. She had tried everything she could think of to jumpstart her creativity, meditation, long walks, even switching to a different writing software, but nothing seemed to work. The blank page remained a constant source of frustration and self-doubt. One day, Emily's friend suggested that she take a trip, a change of scenery to clear her head and reignite her creative spark. At first, Emily was hesitant. How could she possibly justify taking time off when she had deadlines to meet and a writing career to salvage? But deep down, she knew that something had to change, and a change of scenery might be just what she needed. Emily decided to book a solo trip to a small coastal town known for its artistic community and inspiring landscapes. She packed her bags, grabbed her notebook and set off, hoping that the change of pace and scenery would help to unlock the creative wellspring within her. The corporate lawyer who traded suits for hiking boots, a journey of self-discovery. Now, let's turn our attention to Mark, a successful corporate lawyer who had spent years climbing the corporate ladder. His life a whirlwind of high-stakes negotiations, late-night closings, and relentless pressure to succeed. Mark had achieved everything he had ever dreamed of, a prestigious job, a luxurious apartment, a hefty bank account. But despite his outward success, Mark felt a growing sense of unease, a nagging feeling that something was missing from his life. He had become so caught up in the rat race, so focused on achieving external validation, that he had lost sight of his own passions and aspirations. He had become, in his own words, a cog in the corporate machine, his days a monotonous cycle of meetings, deadlines, and billable hours. One day, while flipping through a travel magazine, Mark stumbled upon an article about trekking through the Himalayas. The breathtaking photos of snow-capped peaks, lush valleys and ancient monasteries sparked something within him, a long-dormant yearning for adventure and self-discovery. At first, Mark dismissed the idea as a foolish whim. He was a corporate lawyer, for heaven's sake, not an intrepid explorer. But the seed had been planted, and as the days turned into weeks, Mark couldn't shake the feeling that he needed to make a change. From boardroom to backpacking, a CEO's transformative trek through the Himalayas. Speaking of transformative journeys, my friends, let's not forget the story of Susan, a highly successful CEO who had always been a woman on a mission. She had built her company from the ground up, her days a whirlwind of meetings, presentations and strategic decisions. She was used to being in control, to calling the shots, to being the one in charge. But as successful as Susan was in the boardroom, she felt a growing sense of disconnect in her personal life. She had neglected her own well-being, her relationships, her passions, all in the pursuit of professional success. She had become, in her own words, a human doing rather than a human being. One day, Susan stumbled upon a book about the transformative power of pilgrimage, of embarking on a physical journey to reconnect with oneself and one's spirituality. Intrigued, Susan began to research different pilgrimage routes around the world, her eyes eventually settling on the ancient tradition of trekking through the Himalayas to reach Mount Kailash, a sacred peak revered by Buddhists and Hindus alike. The idea both terrified and exhilarated Susan. She had never done anything like it before. She was used to the comfort and control of her corner office, not the unpredictable challenges of a high-altitude trek, but something about the idea, the challenge, the opportunity for self-discovery called to her. The gift of time, leaving a legacy of leisure for future generations. And so, my friends, as we conclude our exploration of these inspiring tales of transformation and renewal, let us remember that the greatest gift we can give ourselves and the generations that follow is not just the fruits of our labor, but the gift of time well spent, of lives lived in balance, of moments cherished and experiences savored. Let us break free from the shackles of workaholism, embrace the transformative power of vacations, and rediscover the lost art of living fully, joyfully, and intentionally. For in the tapestry of life, my friends, it is not just the threads of achievement, but the vibrant hues of leisure, connection, and personal fulfillment that create a masterpiece worth cherishing. Let us leave behind a legacy not just of productivity, but of presence. Not just of ambition, but of appreciation. Not just of success, but of significance. Let us teach future generations that true wealth is measured not by the size of our bank accounts, but by the richness of our experiences, the depth of our relationships, and the unwavering belief that a life well lived is a life that embraces both work and rest, productivity and play, ambition and contentment. And so, my fellow workaholics, we come to the end of our journey, a journey that has taken us from the depths of burnout to the heights of rejuvenation, from the relentless pursuit of productivity to the rediscovery of the simple yet profound joys of a life well lived. We have explored the history of vacations, delved into the science behind taking breaks, and uncovered practical tips and strategies for incorporating downtime into our often hectic lives. But more importantly, my friends, we have challenged the deeply ingrained beliefs and societal expectations that often keep us tethered to our desks, sacrificing our well-being on the altar of achievement. We have recognized that taking a break is not a sign of weakness or a luxury to be enjoyed only by the privileged few, but rather an essential investment in our physical, mental, and emotional health. Just imagine, my friends, a world where workaholism is not worn as a badge of honor, but recognized for what it truly is, a recipe for burnout, broken relationships, and a life devoid of joy and fulfillment. Imagine a world where taking a vacation is not met with guilt or anxiety, but celebrated as a testament to one's commitment to living a balanced and meaningful life. This, my friends, is the world we can create, one vacation at a time. By embracing the transformative power of downtime, by prioritizing our own well-being, and by encouraging those around us to do the same, we can shift the cultural narrative around work and rest, creating a world where everyone has the opportunity to experience the joy, rejuvenation, and countless benefits of a life well lived, both inside and outside the workplace. The time has come, my friends, to reclaim our right to rest and rejuvenation. Let us banish the guilt, silence the inner critic that whispers, "You're not working hard enough," and embrace the liberating truth that taking a break is not selfish but essential for our well-being and ultimately our productivity. This is not a call to abandon your responsibilities, to shirk your duties, or to become slaves to leisure. No, my friends, far from it. This is a call to reclaim your time, your energy, and your sanity, to create a life where work and rest coexist in harmonious balance, where you are the master of your schedule, not a slave to your inbox. Remember, my friends, you are not defined by your job title, your salary, or the number of hours you work. You are a multifaceted human being, with passions, interests, and relationships that deserve your time and attention. You have a right to experience joy, to pursue your passions, to nurture your relationships, and to simply be present in the moment, free from the weight of work-related worries. So I challenge you, my fellow workaholics, to make a commitment to yourselves, to your well-being, and to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Take that vacation you've been dreaming of, book that weekend getaway, schedule that digital detox. The world will not end if you step away from your desk for a few days, but your life, my friends, your life might just begin anew. Your journey to balance starts now. Small steps, big rewards. Remember, my friends, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small, start today, and build from there. Perhaps it's simply committing to leaving the office on time one night a week to enjoy a leisurely dinner with loved ones. Maybe it's scheduling a tech-free hour each evening to unwind with a good book, a relaxing bath, or a heart-to-heart conversation with your partner. Or perhaps it's finally booking that weekend getaway you've been promising yourself for months, even if it means saying no to a few extra work commitments. The key is to start small, to build momentum, and to celebrate your victories along the way. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards a more balanced, fulfilling, and joy-filled life. And as you begin to experience the benefits of prioritizing your well-being, the increased energy, the improved focus, the stronger relationships, you'll find yourself wondering why you didn't make this a priority sooner. Moga, Coaching and Consulting, your ally in crafting a fulfilling career. Now, my ambitious comrades, I understand that breaking free from the clutches of workaholism and crafting a career that truly aligns with your values, passions, and aspirations can feel like a daunting task. The good news is, you don't have to navigate this journey alone. Here at Moga Coaching and Consulting, we believe that true career fulfillment is not about climbing the corporate ladder at the expense of your well-being, but about crafting a career that aligns with your unique strengths, passions, and values. We believe that success is not measured by the size of your paycheck, but by the impact you make, the legacy you leave behind, and the joy you experience along the way. Our team of experienced coaches is dedicated to empowering ambitious individuals like you to break free from the limitations of workaholism, overcome limiting beliefs, and create a career that lights you up from the inside out. We'll work with you to identify your core values, clarify your goals, and develop a personalized action plan to help you achieve the success you desire, without sacrificing your health, your relationships, or your sanity. Schedule your complimentary career breakthrough call. Unlock your potential. Ready to take the first step towards a more fulfilling and balanced career? We invite you to schedule a complimentary career breakthrough call with one of our expert coaches. During this call, we'll delve into your unique challenges, aspirations, and goals, and explore how Yoga coaching and consulting can help you achieve the success you desire without burning out in the process. This is your opportunity to gain clarity, to receive personalized guidance, and to unlock your full potential, both personally and professionally. Don't let another day go by feeling trapped in a cycle of workaholism and burnout. Take control of your career, prioritize your well-being, and start living the life you were meant to live. Visit our website or click the link below to schedule your complimentary career breakthrough call today. A final thought, the true measure of success. As we part ways, my friends, let me leave you with this final thought. The greatest wealth is health. These words, attributed to the ancient Greek philosopher Virgil, remind us that true success is not measured by the size of our bank accounts or the prestige of our job titles, but by the quality of our lives, the strength of our relationships, and the well-being of our minds, bodies, and spirits. So go forth, my fellow workaholics, and embrace the transformative power of vacations, prioritize your well-being, and live a life that is both productive and fulfilling, successful and sustainable. For in the grand tapestry of life, it is not just the threads of achievement, but the vibrant hues of leisure, connection, and personal fulfillment that create a masterpiece worth cherishing.